Hi, this is János, it's Reverb Audio, and today I'm circling back to the single-ended versus balanced interconnects video, and that I just created on the fly as a response to Human R's question when he was wondering about the use of single-ended interconnects versus balanced interconnects, and I am not really an expert on balanced interconnects and on the terminology, not at all. And I really hope that that was a bit noticeable in the video, and I hope that I really emphasize that I have marginal experience with balanced systems, but I think the video turned out to be a couple loopholes in it, and it just, I think it's creating more confusion than it does good. So what I have done is that I have taken it unlisted. So for those of you who have commented on it, thank you very much. I really needed your feedback, and I was really curious about it, and huge thumbs up for Eduard and everyone who really had fantastic feedback on it. But I took it off the listed or public videos. So if you already saw it, you can see it. But when you type in a search for new videos, it will not come up. So those of you who have seen it have access to it. You know what I'm talking about. And those of you who have not are not in danger of hearing my perspectives, which don't use proper terminology and could just end up confusing you more than you should be confusing. And really, I just condense my input about single-ended versus balanced interconnects, that you should really turn to people who have more experience with it, because when they, even though as in this video that I taken offline, I have experience in listening to what people themselves term as a balance system. So when you go to a dealer and you want to say, okay, I want to hear a balance system, they put it out something for you together. And I was never impressed by the sound that much that I really was dying on the spot to learn more about balance topology and go on Audio Engineering Society and just read out on the subject, and not out of disrespect, but out of that simple necessity that when you look into audio, then you really need to focus down and pick your priorities and what you are going to work with, where you are going to put your energy. And if you are following up avenues where there is a much less possibility of returns, then that's likely going to be a waste of your time. And in my case, it would have been a total waste of my time for these three reasons. All the balance systems that I have seen and I have been introduced to were at the exceptionally expensive price scale of the list. Number two, all my friends were using systems with RCA cables. And that was for me a really big thing, that if I would have gone to the balance system XLR journey, then all of my friends' systems and experiences that they collected would have been useless to me, because I wouldn't have been able to trade gear with them and share experiences with them. And number three, of course, was the price, and also practicality. That if you go XLR with your connectors, then you have to go with XLR on all of your gear, and that means like either purchasing equipment that has XLR on them, and then you first, if you want to do that, you have to seek out people who have experience with that kind of equipment. So if you come from that type of background, like an engineering background, we have lots of engineering friends who introduced to gear like that, then we naturally progress from there, and then you are much more aware of the terminology that's used in the balance system, what is balance, and then you can go much more into topology and understand and have deeper knowledge about the terms. And as I never never opened up systems like that, for me a balanced system starts and ends with the XLR cables, with this. Let me just pull up for you. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. So I put into ChatGPT, actually, Eduard's suggestion. He suggested to look up Audio Engineering Society's definition for balanced topology, and I tried googling it up, and I wasted like 15 minutes of trying to pull anything up, and it brought up all kinds of things, but nothing that brought me to anything useful about that. I'm completely I never used AES's website. I'm not coming from an engineering background, so for me that's not a resource I'm familiar with. So I just went for ChatGPT and asked it, okay, can you summarize it for me? Because usually ChatGPT is really good for data mining. However, even ChatGPT is like clueless about AES. So I think there might be something there. So I think clearly here we really need the expert advice of the engineers who really know about that technology at a deeper level, and not like an audiophile like myself who didn't go to engineering school, and I'm not intimately familiar with those terms. So based on ChatGPT, it's as it says, quote, in audio engineering, a balanced topology typically refers to a configuration of audio signal transmission that is designed to reduce interference and noise. It involves the use of 3 conductors, 2 signal carrying conductors and 1 ground conductor. And I think, I really hope that in my video that I took offline, I was really just saying the same thing, exact same thing, that the 3 conductors, basically you have an interconnect with 3 conductors, and the purpose is to reduce noise, so make it quieter, with the main benefit of keeping your really long cables in the recording studio nice and quiet. And the key principle behind balanced topology is to transmit audio signal on one conductor with the opposite or inverted phase on the other conductor, while the ground conductor serves as a reference. So that's what ChatGPT gave us, and to be honest, that was my assumption on balanced systems, and I would say maybe I have a maybe inside deep in my mind something more that I really buried. That's how things are. At least that's how my brain works. If I don't think about something day and night, and I haven't thought about it for 20 years, a lot of things is dormant, and balance is something like that. I think 20 years ago I looked into the issue a little bit more, and then I just core dump, and after that I learned several languages and professions and all kinds of things. It's kind of like 10 lifetimes have passed since, and then I just have to select what else do I carry in my brain and what I dump. And sadly, anyway, so I rather remove that video, because I don't want to give any kind of impression that I want to teach anything about the balance systems to you, because what I have is the necessity to learn from you. So I really welcome, like if Eduard, you go deeper into balanced systems in your videos, I huge thumbs up for that. What I can do and what I could really do and hope that it would be successful is to give my listening experience with systems that the salesmen call as balanced systems, and give me my idea on that. And yeah, so I think that's the gist of it that I wanted to share about it, and I really wait these videos for those of you who are looking for this, and it's suddenly not showing up. The search is just, you know, that it doesn't disappeared by mistake, but I really took down the video, and I made this is Eduard's comment. He wrote a really awesome comment on it, and I just didn't keep it on the thingy. When I got home from work today, I copy pasted it and just like bolded those parts and colored that I want to reflect on. And it doesn't mean that I have a beef with it or anything like that. I think that they are important parts, and I can shed more or shed light from another side to these things. But since then, I've also been to a dinner, a birthday dinner of my friends, and now I'm just you know, after dinner, you know, all your blood goes from your brain to your stomach to digest. So now I'm not up to the task of doing any kind of brain tour de force to reflect on something, because I don't think it will turn out quite right. So what else do I want to share? I think that's pretty much about it. Let's just keep this video today shorter, and I think these are really awesome summarization of balanced, and a little bit of expanding what balanced is. So anyway, thank you, Eduard. I really appreciate your comment and all the amazing comments that I received for it. And I think probably that's about it for balanced for me now, and I promise to never come up with balanced in my audio subjects, so not to confuse anyone any further. And last thing, there's one thing that I just want to talk about. The last thing that Eduard wrote in his comments: integration is probably the best type of connection. Yes, that's actually my bottom line as well, and that was also one reason why I never went into investigating XLR connections and those topology choices and equipment modification choices that are required when you use the 3-pin terminal instead of the 2-pin RCA terminal. And what I did at that time is that I just got rid of the RCA. So the best I found is when you just hardwire the all your interconnects. You hardwire your speaker cables, you hardwire your cartridge, everything hardwired, and that will be just absolutely amazing, and you will not believe what you hear when you just get rid of the connectors. And I think that's the ultimate bottom line in any kind of connector and interconnect discussion, that no connector is the best connector, and any other choices we make, if we go for the XLR route, as Eduard said, it's a much higher, much more durable, much safer connection than RCA, but then you are at risk of isolating yourself from your community. Or if all your friends use XLR, perfect. But if not, and that's probably the case in 99% of the audiophiles, that all your buddies and people around you have overwhelmingly RCA jacks. But maybe nowadays we have seen a resurgence of XLR jacks in newer gear, but I have to say that I have not felt the need to play around with newer gear that were released in the past 10 years. I do not get excited of buying any commercial new gear nowadays. It's kind of like you know, you don't really want to buy hamburgers when you have steak at home. So kind of that type of situation. And now I'm running in circles kind of, but I mentioned why I mentioned it, I forgot. As I said, the lunch is just bringing all the blood down to my stomach, and I'm just uh, trying to digest here and just make sure that there's a video out there, and before I go to work tomorrow early morning. So anyway, the cats are already sleeping, and that's why I keep the lights a little bit dimmer than usual. It feels like really heavy sleepy time here already, and and that's it. So thank you, Edwards. Thank you, team, and just carry on, and hopefully this will be the best. The useful part of this video is no connector is the best connector. Bye bye.